I met Celia at a Sweet 16 party. It was a friend's Sweet 16 party, and myself and another friend was there, and I saw her. She came with these three other guys that, that took her to the party, and I went over and started talking with her, and we stood there and we talked. And I don't know if you know much about Jamaican parties, especially like a Sweet 16 party. It's about the dancing, it's about the food. And so we stood there and talked and we danced, and before you knew it, we had spent the whole time together, and the other guys were gone. And so it was wonderful. At the end of the party, we joke about this today. You know, I guess I was getting real close, and she said to me, "You know, I'm not kissing you goodnight." To which I had to quickly respond, "What makes you think I want to kiss you goodnight?" And so anyway, I got the most important thing. I got the phone number. And so the following week, we had lunch. We went out to lunch, and Celia was about 16 years old at the time, and I was about 20. And so we went to lunch, and I invited her out to a friend's beach house that we regularly go to on weekends, and she came the following week. And we have two little tiny boats, a little boat with a little engine on there and a little rubber dinghy. And so we went out into the harbor to fish. And as we were getting ready to go out, I said to her, "Why don't you come in the rubber dinghy, because it's a safer vessel." And of course, she chose not to.
Because you're not the boss of me.
So there you go. That's what she told me. I wasn't going to say that, but since she said it, I'm not the boss of her. So she went in the other boat. So we went into the harbor. We fished for a while. It started to get a little bit cloudy and rainy. And as we started heading back over, we were taking on some water. So we went to the other side of the harbor and bailed the water out, and all was well. We waited a little bit, and then we started heading back over. And as we were heading over, I was in a rubber dinghy with these two other guys, which interestingly enough were two of the guys that took her to the party. So we were in this rubber dinghy, and she was in the other boat. And they said to me, "Michael, who would you save if the boat sank?" And I said, "Celia, of course." And they said, "Yeah, we're going to save Celia too if the boat sinks." And we're joking around. I turned around just about that time, and I looked, only to see there were 5 people in the other little boat. One of my friends standing, trying to rearrange everybody because water was coming into the boat. And as I turned around and looked, a huge wave came over, went into the boat, and the boat sank. So immediately myself and the other 2 guys jumped out of that boat, out of the rubber dinghy. We went under. I went under, and I noticed the rope between the 2 boats was wrapped around her foot. It had not yet tightened because of the buoyancy of the boat going down. So I pulled it off, brought her back up, and she held on to the boat. And,
My hero.
and so, so I mean, it was interesting. At that time, the fishermen on the other side of the harbor, they were watching us, and they knew that there was going to be a problem. And we saw them coming down to us. And so they came, they picked us up, and they took us back across the other side. We pulled up back the other boat, deflated the rubber dinghy, and they took us back to the beach house. So we got back over, and you're kind of still, it's so surreal, and you're thinking about what just happened, She had lost her glasses. She had just gotten a new pair of glasses about a week before, and she's wondering, what am I going to tell my parents? And we're standing there by the door, and remember that kiss that she didn't want to give me? I got my first kiss.